first story is titled, Am I the a-hole for being mad at my husband who is going to give away $10,000 to his sister without even asking me about it? On Saturday morning, I noticed my husband was sending a lot of text messages back and forth. He is usually not much of a texter. He left the phone next to me to charge while he is in the other room. The phone kept lighting up with text messages when I decided to open it up to see what the big discussion was about. I know some couples view it as a big breach of trust to read through a significant other's phone, but my husband and I do it regularly, so this was not a huge invasion of privacy on my end. We both have nothing to hide, and it has never been an issue before. Anyway, of course, I saw something on the phone that I shouldn't have that got me upset. For background, my husband is 34, I am 32, and his sister is 31. She's in this story. Husband and I have been together for 10 years, married for the last 4 years. We are all college educated with jobs now. My husband and I each make good salaries, around $150,000 each. We own our house. I still have about $60,000 in student loans I am working to pay off. Luckily, low interest rates, so I just pay the minimum. We have about $40,000 liquid in savings. So, we are doing good financially, but still need to build up more savings as we will probably try to start a family in the next 1 to 2 years and want to be prepared for an emergency and have a rainy day fund. Anyway, my husband's sister is trying to buy a 1-bedroom apartment in New York City. I saw in the text messages that my husband offered to give her $10,000 for her down payment. The money is our savings, is our money. Our bank accounts are 100% combined. My husband manages 99% of the finances because I prefer not to deal with it. However, it is understood we consult each other regularly on major purchases. He did not ask me if I was okay with him giving this money to his sister. She didn't ask, he offered. I immediately confronted him, calmly, and was like, Hey, did you tell your sister you would give her $10,000? He said yes. I asked him when he was going to tell me. He said he probably wasn't. He figured I wouldn't notice and said he didn't think I would care about the details. I said, do you think $10,000 is a detail? He said, No, that is a lot of money. I should have told you about it. Are you okay with it? I said, No, I don't think I am. Anyway, we decided in that moment not to give the money. He said he would tell his sister and she would understand. He wanted the issue to go away after that. But I am still mad. I said this was a big breach of trust. I let him control all finances because I trust him to never, ever take advantage of my ignorance. Shouldn't you be able to trust your husband? So now, I don't have that full amount of trust I had before, and I want to open my own bank account, which frankly, I should have anyway. But, am I the a-hole for being totally upset and feeling betrayed about this? I grew up poor, and $10,000 is a ton of money to me. I mean, to most people, right? I am horrified he would consider gifting it away and not even telling me. Now for the top comments. Not the a-hole. When you have joint savings, it's not a single person to do what they want with it. My wife and I have our individual savings and a joint, which is accumulating for our future home. He's the a-hole for making a decision about the money without you. It's a good thing he relented and decided not to go through with it. After reading the horror stories on here though, you might want to keep an eye on your bank accounts. That is my fear that 10 years from now, there will be another incident, but it will be $50,000. You know the saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I don't want to be the fool in 10 years. In my opinion, it's time to start managing the finances. Yeah, it's no fun, but you should at least be checking bank/credit card statements every month. Trust in your husband aside, I found plenty of mistakes on mine, like double billing and charges that weren't mine that you two might think are each other's if you aren't both looking them over. And always check the cable bill. There is always effery in there. Example, I got billed for 3 months for a Hindi language package. No one in my house ordered it or speaks Hindi. I agree 100%. Honestly, money, more the lack of money, just really stresses me out and gives me anxiety. I used to live month to month after college in my early 20s because I had very expensive student loans and an entry-level job with pricey New York City rent. That is why I have, in the past, avoided finances. I think it is time to change that, especially as I begin making more serious money. I asked him when he was going to tell me. He said he probably wasn't. He figured I wouldn't notice and said he didn't think I would care about the details. The hell? You're not the a-hole, and this is really, really weird. I think you are very right to want to protect your money right now and get into counseling with your husband ASAP. He's trying to play this off as a minor thing when it very much is not. It was so weird and out of character for him. I really believe his heart was in the right place. He wanted to help his sister, but at the expense of his wife, me. And agree, he is now trying to play it off as minor, and I'm like, I don't think I can just let this one go. Now for the next story. Am I the a-hole for telling my fiancé his sister cannot come over anymore? My fiancé, Jake, and I have been together for 4 years now. We had a little relationship in high school, but broke up, and met again a few years later. I have a child, 6 male, from a previous relationship, and a toddler, 2 male, with Jake. Jake has a big, embracing family to say the least. His grandparents bought us the house that we're living in, and since my oldest son's dad isn't in his life, Jake has completely stepped up. To get to the main point, Jake's mom stays with us a few nights out of the week, since she works right down the road and loves to spend time with the grandkids. I love her dearly and have no issue with her, and have even offered for her to move in. She watches the kids when she's here and picks up too. Jake's little sister, female 18, Sarah, comes over maybe once every other week. A few days ago, her boyfriend broke up with her and she spent the night at our house. I don't have anything against his sister, and she's great with the kids. But she always asks her mom if she can come over, not me. I talked to Jake's mom about this, and Jake's mom said that Sarah just assumes she asks me and Jake for her. I don't like that. Today, Sarah messaged me and apologized, and asked if she could come get her shoes she left from the other night. I said yeah, I guess. My oldest son missed her, and I guess she told her mom she was coming by to see him. But he was doing homework, and I wasn't going to stop him. Sarah told Jake before leaving she was disappointed to not see my son, but that she'd try to swing by again next week. I said, absolutely not, to Jake. She looked hurt and left and was crying. Jake went off on me and asked me why I did that, and I told him. She has no respect for my authority in the house and continues to go around me to ask permission. She asked today, last minute. It's just really disrespectful. Jake is sleeping on the couch, and now I'm really wondering if I am in the wrong and if I should consider letting her come back over. So, am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments. You're the a-hole. It's yours and your fiancé's house. She can ask him and not you. You don't have sole authority. Do you really make every single one of your guests ask both of you? Because that's the only way this would make sense. Although, who does that? And she forgot her shoes. Asked to come get them, and to you, that's too last minute? Seriously, if someone forgets something in your house, you expect days' notice to come pick it up? You're being ridiculous. Honestly, I'd be careful if I were you. You don't want to start a fight with his sister, where his whole family would probably back her up. Also, the kid might be shy. Hell, married adults will ask their spouse instead of the family for fear of not being a burden. Look at the way you reacted. Of course, she doesn't feel comfortable. She might be 18, but she is just kid, and she apologized. You allowed your insecurities to cloud your ability to see beyond yourself. You're the a-hole. I feel like I got whiplash from the way Opie told things. Sister-in-law asked Opie for permission to get her shoes. Opie said yes. Then, sister-in-law, probably offhanded while saying bye to her brother, said something like, "Too bad I missed nephew today. Mind if I swing by again?" Imagine their surprise when Opie blew a gasket. Sheesh. Also, in-laws usually defer to their direct relatives more than their in-laws. Sister-in-law probably just feels more comfortable asking her bro for favors than talk to Opie. I wonder why. I am not sure what she has done that's such a big deal she needs to be banned entirely. I am willing to bet there is a reason she doesn't like to talk to you. You seem pretty uptight, to be honest. She apologized, and then you proceeded to tell her she can't come over anymore? Most people would be really happy that a family member cares about their kids so much. But you want to punish a teenager because she doesn't do things how you like. Maybe you should work on making her comfortable enough to ask you. Also, if you think his family is so great, you should reconsider this nonsense and apologize to her. Picking a fight with his teen sister is bound to go badly for you. They aren't going to pick you over her. You really want to make your in-laws dislike you, or what? You're the a-hole. I feel more comfortable talking to my dad than my stepmom and asking him for things, even though my stepmom is a great person. I am 27 and they have been married for years. It's always easier to talk to someone you have known your entire life, as opposed to someone you barely know. Now for the last story. Am I the a-hole for being mad at my wife for not taking my son with his stepbrothers on her family trip? I, 37 male, been married to my wife for 3 months now. I have a 9-year-old son, Adam, with my late wife who passed away from cancer on 2016. I got to say, my son suffered a lot during and after his mother's death. It was an incredibly difficult phase, and he hasn't been able to go to school and talk to other kids. With therapy and time, he was able to get better, but he's still receiving education at home. Therefore, he doesn't have a lot of friends. But he formed a strong relationship with his stepbrothers, 11 Jake and 6 Aaron. My wife divorced her ex and took full custody years ago. Adam is especially very attached to his big brother Jake. They do everything together. Literally, there's no way they wouldn't see each other for a day. They tell each other everything. This bond they have makes me feel so grateful that my son is finally starting to be happy and have fun with other kids. I don't even believe how Adam used to be before meeting his stepbrothers. However, there's been an issue with my wife's family. They don't like having me and my son visit, and they'd either tell my wife to take Jake and Aaron over to their house, or ask to meet somewhere where neither me nor my son are around. I tried mending the relationship with them, but they never accepted me as family. They'd even teach Jake and Aaron to call me with my first name, even though I have no problem with being called Dad. A few days ago, my wife told me her family wanted to take her and the kids to their cottage house for a few days as they gather and do this every year. I asked her if Adam was going too, and she told me that her family only wants her kids, saying just family can come. My wife said it was just a few days and the kids will come back. Thing is, Jake and Aaron already told Adam that they were going to the cottage house and Adam wanted to go with them. After Adam started crying, my wife said she didn't want to tell me and wanted to apologize for not going, but she said the kids now want to go and that I should take Adam somewhere till the kids come back. I got mad when she told me this, and we argued about how her family was being unreasonable and treating my son as less. She said they just wanted to have a private holiday with the kids and kept making excuses. She told me she'd talk to her family, but there's a slim chance they'll change their minds. I'm mad long, as she's still going without taking Adam, and she says I'm being selfish and unfair toward my stepkids. That I should let them go, but Adam is already asking me questions and seems pretty upset. Edit for those who are asking about differences. We're both Europeans, we're both Christians, and we both have jobs that are not so different. I think it has a lot to do with their daughter getting married again after staying a single parent for years, and then marrying someone with a kid. At least, this seems to be the issue her mom has, and everyone seems to agree with her behavior, including my wife who keeps caving to their wishes in regard to everything that has to do with me and my son. Now for the top comments. Not the a-hole. Your wife and her family are horrible, treating a 9-year-old who lost his mom as not real family. My heart breaks for your son. He's an a-hole for being married to a woman who lets her family treat his son like that. He talks like it's been going on a long time. He made a very bad choice here. Everyone sucks here, except Adam and the other boys. Not the a-hole. She's telling you her family doesn't accept your son as their family, and she's okay with it. She's enabling it. And she probably wants it that way. Good luck in your marriage. This would be the biggest deal breaker for me. The wife is allowing for this divide to occur without any resistance on her part. If my family did that to my spouse, you best bet I would defend my spouse and cut contact with my family until they reform their behavior and thinking. Not the a-hole. I would tell her straight up that if she leaves your son behind, you will take it as a proof that she is okay with her family not considering him part of the family, and will make that official via divorce. Non-negotiable. No whining or excuses or trying to make you out to be the bad guy. If she goes without Adam, your marriage is over. If she won't stand up for your son, then she does not deserve to act as his mother in any way, shape, or form. Your son deserves better, and he needs you to make sure he gets it. And that's the end of this video, folks. As always, leave a comment and hit like and subscribe. And if you want more of this content, turn your notification on to get updated on the latest videos. And I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe.